guys, what's going on? It's Modern, and we're back with another episode of Road to the Top. Currently, I believe we're about a week away from the ratings resetting, so hopefully we can get as high up in the ratings as we can. But until then, obviously, yeah, we're gonna keep going. Now, when ratings reset, I may or may not use a different team. I'm probably gonna go to probably like 10 or 15 episodes, depending on how long it is, until the ratings reset, and then I'll go and use a new team. But until then, we're still going to be using the team I used at San Jose Regionals. I believe that was 3 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago. Pretty interesting team. I know I've said a lot about it, and I know so far in the series I've said a lot of negative thoughts about the teams that I've used. But the metagame is just rapidly changing, and new trends are coming out every single time there's a big or a small event. Like for London Regionals, you had a lot of defensive teams with Arcanine and Gastrodon. With with San Jose Regionals, we had a lot of people going for a couple of different setup strategies. We had Hardcore Trick Room, we had Tapu Fini, we had a lot of Araquanid, so a lot of really cool strategies there. Dallas Regionals, you had a lot of people running like Kartana, Fini, Arcanine together, so pretty interesting stuff. First opponent's going to be Burn. They're going to be using a team of Goodra, Garchomp, Arcanine, Muck, Tapu Koko, and Gastrodon. So they're using the Arcanine Gastrodon combination like I was talking about before. Pretty interesting thought here is that they have 2 Pokemon on their team, actually 3 Pokemon on their team that are weak to ground type attacks. And so I'm going to assume straight away that they're just probably standard Garchomp, probably standard Tapu Koko. And I think their Goodra is actually going to be pretty tough to beat here. Their Goodra and their Muck. Now, Celesteela is pretty good against everything except their Koko and their Arcanine, so I might want to focus those down. I'm probably going to go Raichu, Koko, Lele. No. Should I? No, I'm going to go Raichu, Tapu Koko, Crocodile, and Celesteela, I think. Because Raichu and Tapu Koko just do a really good job against everything on their team, really. I mean, it doesn't do too much to Goodra if they have an Assault Vest, but like if they're Z-Move or something, maybe I'll do a lot of damage. And I think Tapu Koko plus Raichu covers their, for the most part, it covers their Arcanine and their Tapu Koko. And the only thing it really deals with is Muck, and obviously Crocodile and Celesteela do a good job against those. That's also the reason why I didn't bring Tapu Lele to this match, because the Muck's just way too threatening. I don't want to have too many Pokemon that just can't do anything to Muck. And I didn't want to bring Goodra because it still really doesn't do anything for the Muck matchup. And if anything, it would just, like, probably go down to some sort of Stalwart. They are going to lead off with the Garchomp and the Muck, though, so pretty scary leads. Just coming off of turn 1, I'm inclined to just probably double switch out, I think. I mean, yeah, I can just switch Crocodile and Celesteela in here. If they go for a Protect and an Earthquake, that's completely fine, just because it doesn't hit Celesteela. They're going to be intimidated by Crocodile. And I think there's no chance that they switch out any Pokemon here either. There's a chance that they probably have Arcanine in the back, but like that doesn't want to switch into their own Earthquake. So yeah, this is actually a pretty interesting turn. I'm actually not really sure why they led with Garchomp and Muck. Tapu Koko is definitely a solid lead against my team. It does a lot to Crocodile. I mean, it's weak to Raichu Koko, which is understandable, but like they could at least switch into Muck or something the next turn if they wanted to go for that. So yeah, we're going to get the double switch off. They didn't switch out any of their Pokemon. Or at least, I don't think so. They actually withdraw Garchomp. Okay. And it's going to be a Gastrodon. So, good switch by my opponent. They were predicting me to either switch right there or they just wanted to protect themselves. They go for Poison Jab into Celesteela, though, which is fine by me. Straight off the bat here, I might be able to just like double into Gastrodon here if I want to. It seems like a pretty weird play if I go for that, especially since I don't know if there's Citrus Berry. But by going for the Z-move into Gastrodon, there's a chance that their Muck might just protect right here. And, like, I don't really care about one-shotting the Muck in this matchup because Celesteela can beat it. Yeah, so I think I'm going to go for Z Earthquake and a Heavy Slam into Gastrodon. I could go for a Protect and a Sub this turn. They actually protect Muck, though, so I just want to go full offensive here. I want to be able to set up for the next turn. If this combination of attacks doesn't KO Gastrodon, then I want to make sure that the next turn I can KO it with Earthquake. And if it does KO it, that means Celesteela is going to get the special defense boost. So even if they bring in Coco, I'm really not going to be too scared. So let's see. Oh, wow, and they are very physically bulky. So I don't even know if they're going to go down to an Earthquake next turn. There's a good chance they're just going to go for a Scald, though, which is fine. Yeah, and they just go for the Scald. Hopefully I don't get burned here. Ooh, that's not good. Okay, and they're actually leftovers. So they're like... I think they're like max defense Gastrodon. So on the bright side, at least I know that... what is it? At least I know that the Gastrodon won't be able to take, like, a Dazzling Gleam or something here. But on the negative side, the burn right there means that I won't be able to knock them out with Earthquake. I mean, if I want to here, I probably could go for an Earthquake and a Heavy Slam still. I could also go for a Substitute at this point, but... yeah, no, I want to get rid of the Gastrodon, I think. Because I'm thinking if I bring in something at this point, like... okay, and they just protect, so I should have gone for Sub. At least they don't go for, like, Shadow Sneak or something here. I mean, it wouldn't be able to KO me anyways. But my hope there was that Gastrodon just went for an attack or they switched out or something, really. I mean, that's fine still because they don't get a free switch in. Let's see. Knockoff? In a Krook. Okay. And the burn actually shouldn't KO here, I don't think. If it doesn't, that's really, really good for me. I don't think it does. Yeah, okay. And now if they're Shadow Sneak or something, then that's fine by me. Or sorry, that's not fine by me if they're Shadow Sneak. I mean, I'm just going to Earthquake and Heavy Slam again. I don't really have a reason not to go for that. Like, Substitute would be really, really good in this position, but I'd rather get the special defense boost. Like, even if they knock off leftovers, getting a KO and getting the... oh my god, and they Shadow Sneak. Okay. Oh, well, this isn't fun at this point. Like, going along with what I said at the beginning of the episode, this is sort of what I meant by, like, I have issues with the team, because there's stuff like... okay, and they just recover. I was going to say, because this team just, like... it only has one answer to Muck, really. Like, I can beat Muck with Celesteela. Like, at this point in the battle, I could technically just win the game with Celesteela if I felt like it. I mean, I already used my Z move, so I can't do that with Raichu. Yeah, I think I'll just bring in my Raichu now, I guess. Let's see. I could go for a Protect and a Substitute. Muck probably... I imagine Muck probably wants to Protect here, because a Thunderbolt plus a Heavy Slam probably knocks them out. I mean, they could switch into Garchomp, which would be a reasonable play. Yeah, I'm just going to double into Muck, I think. Okay, and they actually protect with Gastrodon, so maybe they're just going for a Shadow Sneak or something. I mean, I guess they're going for a knockoff at this point. Thunderbolt does a good chunk. Yeah, and this is really bad here. I need to hope that they knock off Celesteela or something, because To be completely honest, after they got the burn, like, that completely screwed me over. I mean, at least I know a Heavy Slam is going to KO them at this point. But yeah, Knockoff's just going to do so much damage to Raichu. It's very, very scary at this point. Yeah, and the electric terrain goes down too. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hope that they protect or something. I'm going to go for a Toxic on Gastrodon and a Substitute. I mean, at this point, I know that Muck is going to go down to Dazzling Gleam, and they just go for Shadow Sneak. Okay. I was going to say, I hope they go for Dazzling Gleam. Or I know I can KO them with Dazzling Gleam. And I know I can get a free Substitute here because Scald shouldn't be able to knock that out. If it does, like, if he crits, then I think I just lose. Like, it's really unfortunate, but that's how this team works. It was built for a meta that didn't really have Muck. And now the meta has Muck. So, like, I have answers to it. I have ways to beat it. But there are just so many different ways to run Muck. Like, there's ways, like, you can run Poison Touch and, like, Black Sludge. You can run the Figgy Berry. You can run Curse on it. You can run Minimize. You can run Shadow Sneak. And although certain moves are more common than others, I was going to say, although certain moves are more common than others, like in a best-of-1 environment like this, with a team that was made for a meta without Muck, it's very, very difficult to beat Muck, because, like, I end up in situations like this where, like, any given turn, if I don't call my opponent's play, like, for this turn, if they protect, there's a good chance they protect Muck. I don't really have another play anyways, but, like, I mean, I could Heavy Slam. Let's see. Okay, and they protect. Because I don't want them to... if you're wondering, I have Focus Sash on Tapu Koko, and I don't want them to break it. But the sucky thing here is... I'm really hoping that I get a special defense boost on Celesteela, because at this point, it looks like I'm going to need that to win. Especially if they have, like, more likely than not, they have Tapu Koko or Arcanine. And my Tapu Koko can still beat Arcanine, but, like... I don't know. Like, if they're physical Arcanine or something, I almost guaranteed lose. If there's special Arcanine and I get the +1 special defense here, then that's really good for me. I'm just going to go for a double protect right here because I want to get the Heavy Slam off on Muck. I want to get the special defense boost. And I also want to see if I can prevent them breaking my Sash if they go for it. Shadow Sneak, yeah, it goes on to Koko, so that sucks. But it's like I said, like, I'm pretty sure I need the special defense boost at this point. Because my win condition is Celesteela. They don't really have a solid way to deal with it, especially when I'm at +1 or +2 special defense. Yeah, and they just Scald Tapu Koko too. I mean, at least we know that their Garchomp. We know that their Garchomp isn't Choice Scarf, more likely than not, just because they don't have any Earthquake resists. But yeah, this is really scary now. They just send out Garchomp too. I mean, I guess now what I can go for is just a Dazzling Gleam and a Heavy Slam. There's really no reason not to. Like, I mean, I guess I can go for Leech Seed into Gastrodon. Because there's a good chance they protect Garchomp here. Or not, okay. Okay, and they actually go for the Z move with Chomp, so that's completely fine. I mean, that actually makes a lot of sense from their end, because if I protected again, they would have KO'd me. So the damage with Dazzling Gleam is pretty good here. And they also have, like, on the field right now, they have two Pokemon that really can't deal with Celesteela. So, unfortunately for you guys, you're going to have to watch me play out some Celesteela stall. And then we don't even know, like, if I can't KO the Garchomp in one turn here, then, like, we're going to have to stall it out. Hope that they don't have physical Arcanine. If they do have, if they have special Arcanine, I think I win here. Just because I can stall them out with Leech Seeds. Actually, Ice Beam, too. Sub-Fades, too, which is sort of scary. Not really that scary, but Sub is always good to have. Yeah, and I mean, in this position, I have absolutely no reason not to go for Substitute. If they switch out Gastrodon, then it just... or actually, should I go for Sub? I should probably Heavy Slam Garchomp now. Yeah, because if they have Arcanine or something, or Tapu Koko, they should switch it in for Gastrodon at this point. Okay, and their Garchomp doesn't have a good way to hit Celesteela either. Like, that still does a good chunk, and they can also flinch me and stuff, but, please KO. Thank you. Okay, but we're at +2 special defense now, so even if they're, like, Life Orb Tapu Koko, I can easily out-heal the damage that they're outputting, barring a critical hit, which would be unfortunate. But yeah, like, I win against the Gastrodon here, unless they burn me. Please don't burn me. Thank you. Oh my god, thank you. Yeah, and even though they have leftovers on Gastrodon and Recover, they shouldn't be able to beat me. There's a good chance if it comes down to, like, more likely than not, it's going to come down to Gastrodon plus versus Celesteela, so I'll just speed up the video or skip this part. Because I know no one wants to watch that. And they do have Tapu Koko in the back, so... I've got a pretty safe turn. I can just go for a Protect. Just get myself Recovery so I'm at full HP. The next turn I can go for a Leech Seed onto Tapu Koko. And at that point I should be out-healing any damage that they have. Just because every other turn I can go for Protect. And like even more so if they're not Life Orb Koko. Just because +2, like it's hard to... describe how good +2 is on Celesteela. That means that the Tapu Koko is pretty much doing neutral damage to Celesteela because it's about at +2. It's double the special defense, which means it's doing about half. Oh, and Electric Terrain actually goes away, so even better for me. Because yeah, I can just go for Leech Seed. Even if they burn me at this point, if I land a Leech Seed here, I should be fine. Just because I win the PowerPoint war against Gastrodon, yeah, that does nothing. And their Life Orb too, so yeah, +2 special defense doing work here. It's like I said though, my hope is that I don't get burnt. I mean, after this turn, I can go for a Protect and then a Substitute. Yeah, because the Tapu Koko... Yeah, I was going to say the Tapu Koko will be able to break my Substitute, but they won't be able to burn me with Gastrodon. And I easily heal enough here to warrant myself to just go for the Substitutes. Alright, so yeah. From here on, I'm just going to speed up the video because there's really no reason for you guys to watch. If something interesting happens, I'll like pause it, but until then, yeah, I'm going to speed this up. We did it, boys! We won! Oh my god, they ran out of time. So that's what I was saying, is that they were taking a while per turn. Yeah, that's... You got... I was sitting there, you have to spam, like... I would not like to save a video of that. Okay, well yeah, that was long. That was way longer than it should have been. My opponent, like I was saying earlier, I think I'm just going to, like, I probably will end up editing the part out that I'm about to refer to, but my opponent should have just forfeited there, because if you, it doesn't matter if you're Gastrodon, it doesn't matter if you have Recover and if you have leftovers, because you can't break through my substitute against my Celesteela. Like, it will take him more turns to break my substitute than, like, it will take me throughout the entire match to KO myself with struggle. Like, not literally, but you get my point. It's going to take a long time for him to be able to do that. Excuse me. Okay, so we're going to be playing against a player named George Best. They're going to be using a team with 3 UBs, which is pretty interesting. They've got Nihilego, Kartana, Marowak, Pheromosa, Lele, and Lapras. Raichu Tapu Koko is very, very good in this matchup, just because Raichu just beats, like, Raichu plus Koko really beats, like, everything there. And then Gudra's able to switch in for Kartana for the most part. And it also helps a lot against Marowak. So, like, I think the real issue with this matchup is figuring out what I want to bring for my last slot. I mean, Krookodile in this position could be good. Like, it is immune to psychic attacks from Tapu Lele. Intimidate's very good. Like, it's scared of Kartana and Pheromosa, though, which is, like, the big thing. I could have brought Celesteela there just because Celesteela could beat Marowak in the 1v1, but for your guys' sake and for my sake, I'm not going to let that happen again. Like, I mean, Celesteela would have been decent there, but it didn't really do anything against Kartana, and I think Intimidate could actually play a pretty good role in this matchup. My opponent actually leads off with Pheromosa Lele, so pretty good lead on their side. It means that Raichu can... what is it? Raichu won't be able to go, like, if I had Fake Out, I couldn't go for Fake Out. It also means that they... what is it? It also means that if they... Like, if I led with Koko, that they would get the Psychic Surge up still. I think I can just double switch this first turn, though. I can just go Gudra and Krookodile. That just covers most of their moves. Intimidate's really good against the Pheromosa. Like, more likely than not, they're probably going to go for a bug move onto the Raichu, I'd imagine. And probably a Psychic onto the Tapu Koko. So, Intimidate's good for the Gudra, and, like, Krookodile can take a Psychic here. So, they actually go for U-turn. It's going to be into the Gudra. Still does a pretty good chunk of damage because they're Life Orbed, though, so pretty scary. In the back, we saw that they had the Kartana, so they probably bring that out here if they brought it. Yeah, and they brought it. So, pretty scary. And they actually go for the Psychic Z move with Tapu Lele, so hopefully going into the Krookodile slot, if they attack into the Gudra slot, I actually don't know if I have a way to win. Okay. So that was actually a really good turn for us. Yeah, because we can just Flamethrower into Kartana and then switch into Tapu Koko, I think. Yeah, and I have a feeling if they have Focus Sash on Kartana here, I probably have to get a Discharge Paralysis to be able to win. Yeah, this is just showing, like, how my team was made for a meta where Kartana and stuff didn't really exist. They actually stay in, though. They go for a Sacred Sword, so not going to do much damage. And they actually go for Dazzling Gleam, too, so that's really scary because this could knock out my Koko. Fortunately, it doesn't. Flamethrower is going to connect onto the Kartana, and hopefully they're Assault Vest and not Focus Sash. Oh, and they are... yeah, they are Focus Sash. Okay. So that's really scary to deal with now. At the very least, I have my Terrain up, so I can bring in Raichu later. I can just go for a Sludge Bomb into the Tapu Lele and a... Protect, I think. Because they have a 50-50 here with Kartana. And they actually switch out Kartana into Marowak, so that's actually a pretty good play by my opponent. I didn't think about that coming from their side, but this is still a pretty good play on my side. Just because I still have the terrain advantage, Dazzling Gleam shouldn't be able to knock out the Goodra, and then Sludge Bomb's going to do a lot to their Tapu Lele. Okay, so we survive 9 HP, pretty good. Sludge Bomb, going to connect. Ooh, and they're actually Assault Vest Tapu Lele. I get the poison, so maybe that'll reveal an item this turn or something, but yeah, the poison's really, really good in this position. Yeah, I mean, I have to... I pretty much have to win with what I have in the back at this point. I can just go for a Dragon Pulse into Marowak and... yeah, and just a Dazzling Gleam, I guess. Okay, and they don't protect either, so... I mean, that's completely fine. Like, there was no reason for them not to. I could have gone for a Discharge and a switch into Crocodile, but I don't want Crocodile to take any more damage. And I actually, like, regardless of that, I think the chip damage is good here because... Substitute. Okay, that's actually not fine. Wow, okay. Substitute. Okay, that's very scary to deal with. Jeez. Okay, so yeah, I don't now I don't know if I can win this match. All right, I'm gonna protect Raichu and go for an Earthquake. Hopefully, I'm faster than Lele, but the idea of this turn is. I'm hoping that I'm faster than Lele, and I need to break the substitute on Marowak. That's my only win condition at this point. I'm faster than their Lele, so I was correct with assuming that they were bulkier. And even if they go for... I don't know. If they go for a Flare Blitz into Krook, I think I just lose. Unless I survive somehow. But that's fine, because I really don't have another play. They go for the Shadow Bone, though, so that's good. Because now I'm going to be faster than their Tapu Lele if they bring it in. I can KO their Marowak with a Crunch. Okay, and they just bring in Pheromosa. So, yeah, they already showed the Life Orb. In the back, they have Kartana. So Kartana would go down if they switched out Pheromosa here. We're actually in a solid position now, I think, because Crunch can KO the Marowak. I mean, I probably should have Z-moved there, actually. Because Z-move isn't really... No, actually, no, Z-move could be good here still, with Raichu. Because I can KO the Kartana through its Protect. But yeah, okay, yeah, this is going to KO Pheromosa. Okay, so we actually managed to turn that around. I was really surprised to see my opponent not protect their Marowak a couple turns ago, but, I mean, misplays like that can lose you a game sometimes, and unfortunately for my opponent, that's what just happened. I mean, yeah, no, they put themselves in a bad position, and unfortunately for them, that's their fault, but, yeah, we can just go for Psychic onto the Kartana. We know for a fact that we're faster, and Tectonic Rage into Marowak guarantees the KO. And yeah, we know the Kartana can't be Scarf or anything. Yeah, okay, this has been a pretty eventful episode. First we had Celesteela versus Gastrodon Wars. I mean, I was guaranteed to win in the endgame with how I ended up playing it out. Really surprised by how I was able to end the match too. And then this one, my opponent, like, the substitute Marowak, it's just like I said, that's not fine. You're not supposed to see that for a reason. Like, that's scary. Oh my god. Like, it gets rid of Bone Meringue, which is really good, but substitute Marowak is not fun to deal with either. And this, yeah, completely obliterates Marowak. Wow. So we actually took both wins this episode. It sucks that I had to edit half the episode out, actually more than half of the episode. So far in recording, this is like 50 minutes long, just about. And you're going to see, most likely this video is probably going to be like 25 to 30 minutes long. So Yeah, thanks for sticking around, guys. You're welcome for editing out the one part of the video. Yeah, Celesteela, pretty interesting Pokemon. Um, I have a lot to say about it. I'm probably gonna make a video just talking about like the good Pokemon in the metagame. Like that's a video I thought about making for a while, but a lot of people still don't know what to use, or they just want a better idea of how common or how good certain Pokemon are. So, yeah, until that comes out, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed this, please go leave me a like. It helps me out a lot. And if you want to keep up with my content as we head towards the future, make sure to check out my social media in the description and click subscribe. I'm ModernGamer, and I'll see you next time, guys.